Well, it's late in the evening, so I'll keep it short. I was asked to present some specific case studies in the social advertising space. But before I get into that, let me introduce the company RockeTalk. A lot of you may not be even aware of it, but RockeTalk is the largest mobile community, at least in India. Also in some of the neighboring countries, about 18 million registered users. Last month, there were just over 8 million active. And these are all on mobile phone. We don't even have a consumer website. It's all on the mobile phone. You download your application on your mobile phone, use it on your mobile phone, right from your Java phone all the way to your Android or iOS devices. So given that is the case, we now have started in the last 10 months or so, we've started monetizing, and we've started doing some innovative advertising, broadly advertising, but it's really advertising in the social space. So that is what I'll just try to cover here. Not really cover the company, but really cover social advertising or social marketing. Just a quote here from one of my top creative guys, that social marketing is not about the emotion of statistics, but the statistics of emotions. What is going on in your social space, in your users, in your demographics that are actually using the service. And what do we do with these brands? I mean, there's a lot of case studies that I have, but I have a limited amount of time, so I'll cover a couple of them. And the two learnings that I want to just leave here for social advertising or social marketing is you want to be the part of the conversation. The brand needs to be getting engagement via the conversation, where the brand is the conversation. It is not that the brand is imparting something to the people. It's not something like a billboard. It's not a TV ad. It's not even a print ad. It is something that is part of the conversation. It becomes a conversation. And I'll cover at least one example of that. And then the second example is a surrogate virtual property. And the example of this will be, I'll cover an example in the music space where we created a property for Nokia. Nokia wanted to sell their music phones, Asha series music phones. And they came back to us and said, what can you do? And we said, since the attribute of the phone is music, let's build a music reality show around it. And I'll get to that in a couple of minutes here. But because of that property, the whole brand conversation continued to engage the user and continued to, the sustenance was built into it. So there was a subscription model built into it, not subscription money-wise, but more like a follow or sign-up model. So why do we even need to engage? I mean, these are just some pictures here. But engaging is so important that you have this river going by and everybody comes into the river and they talk to each other. That's the philosophy we follow at RockeTalk, where we create this river, we create this sort of a forum where people can come and engage and talk real time. What I forgot to mention earlier was RockeTalk is all about rich conversations. You actually can speak in your own language. You can speak in Bhojpuri, you can speak in Bengali, you can speak in Kannada. And you engage with other persons, whether it's your friend or a community, in your own language, in your own voice. So there are, for example, poetry-related communities where people come in at 9 at night and they'll go on till 1, and they're reciting romantic poetry some day. Some other day it's about monsoon poetry. Some other day it's about love poetry. It could be anything. Or someday they're just singing songs. Someday they are sharing recipes. Women are getting together from Gujarat and sharing Gujarati recipes. Someday they're sharing Bengali sweet recipes. But it's all in real time, it's event-based, it's all live. It's not something like a forum where you post something and you don't know what has happened. It's actually, if 10,000 people are getting together, they're all getting together at the same time. So this is how RockeTalk works. So that's why the engagement is kind of built into the whole model or structure. What do we build here? Really, the last line is the only operative line. We create the gang, we create the club, we create the settlement. It's not something that you just drive in a bus. You just drive by a bus or have a billboard driven through the community and say, here is my brand message, here is what I want you to see. We try to make it more like, here is a club that talks about the brand, either directly or indirectly. Or the club or the tribe, if you will talk about something to do with the brand. And why even go mobile? Our community is all mobile. Each and every one of those 18 million users are all mobile. They are all on some phone, whether it's a 2,000 rupee phone or a 40,000 rupee phone. It doesn't really matter, but they're all on the phone. And you'll see some attributes of the PC versus the mobile. But I think a lot of gyan has already been imparted about why mobile, so I won't delve into that. But really, brands are following. It has been hard for us last year or so when we started down this path about a year ago. It was hard to convince brands to go mobile. But now we are seeing the reverse. People are coming to us and saying, we have this, your RockeTalk has this community. How can I be part of that? How can I get to be part of those conversations that are already going on? So broadly advertising, but it's more than that. This is the case study that I alluded to earlier, where we just ran about a month and a half ago a complete mobile reality show. It was an Antakshari show around these Asha series phones from Nokia. And when they came to us, they thought, if we get 1 lakh users to play, it would be ideal. What it turns out that there were 3.2 lakh users that actually played. 3.2 lakh users actually put their voice in and sang at least a 30-second song in their own voice. And we still have clips, and those got distributed and shared so widely, so broadly. It was about over 12 million views of these 3.5 lakh people that actually sang the song. But every time they sang a song, they interacted with the brand. The brand was Nokia, the brand was Asha series phone. Every time they shared it with their friend or whoever else in the network they were sharing it with, sometimes they were sharing it on Facebook, sometimes they were sharing it on Twitter. It was all about Nokia also. Nokia went along with the conversation. Asha series went along with the conversation. So, and more than that, it was also a first-time reality show on the mobile phone. So that was along with Maxis. And great results out of that, worked really well for the brand and for us as well, because it created more engagement even for our users. There's a bunch of numbers. You'll see 3.13 lakh users that played, whole bunch of stuff there. I mean, 12 million audio views of this. Next case study, which I'll finish because I'll run out of time after that, is we coined a name called profile ringback tone. A lot of you are familiar with CRBT, caller ringback tone. What we have in our social spaces is a profile ringback tone. What do I want to project to people that view my profile? So imagine even a Facebook profile where my favorite song, whatever that favorite song is, plays as soon as you open up my page or open up my wall, just maybe 30 seconds clip. So that is what we did for Google YouTube, where they came and said, what can you do to engage people, to get them to get this Olympics theme song out there? It was at the time of Olympics, the London Olympics. And that is what we did. We said, okay, the people can click on it and make it their profile ringback tone. So anybody else visiting their profile, whether their friend or a random person even, they will hear that song or that theme song as the opening page. So the moment the page is opened, it plays automatically. That's built into the platform. So that also worked very well. And this award, this also won an award, silver and a bronze, just last week. And in fact, the Antakshari won a silver last week as well. A lot of people played, so a lot of good numbers there. And really, this is about engagement. This is about getting people to engage with the brand through the means of the social spaces. Another example, since I have still 50 seconds left or 60 seconds left, was a campaign that we did with Fanta. Fanta wanted to engage users at the brand level, and we came up with a very simple theme that people in the social spaces already send greeting cards. On our system, people send greeting cards ranging from happy birthday to I love you, to good night, to good morning, to have a great day. There's about 56 different cards that they share on the phone. Some of them are animated, some of them have audio, some of them have video. What we did was for a week, just for 1 week, we had all those cards colored with yellow color, with orange color, sorry. Fanta is orange. And they all had orange color embedded into them, and they also had the Fanta logo embedded in them. Tiny Fanta, but every time a card got sent, and that was millions and millions, I don't even have the numbers, but it was several millions of them in that 1 week, because people send it all the time. And the Fanta brand came across both to the sender and to the recipient. So that was another way of engaging people without being in their face, without driving that bus through it, without putting up a billboard and saying, here is Fanta, look at Fanta, or talk about Fanta. So that's the core message here, the social advertising. It's still very early, evolving. I think Facebook is doing a lot of innovative stuff. We're trying to innovate on our own level within our community. Our community is growing. We're growing about 500,000 new users per month right now. As more phones come on board, better phones come on board and better data plans come online, we're getting more and more users. So there'll be a lot more to come, a lot more innovation to come. With that, I'll shut up here. Thank you.